Oh, I finally have the microphone. There's a reason why they don't give this to me, because they may never ever get it back again. My name is Michael Drapkin. Obviously, I play the clarinet. I wanted to talk a little bit about how this group came about, how this wonderful group of players came about. And it came about in a really 21st century modern way. I'm relatively new here to Austin. I've been here about a year and a half. And of course, when I first got here, I didn't have my wonderful New York City networks that I had of people, but I knew intrinsically I wanted to be a Texan, y'all. And so what I did was I went on LinkedIn, and there was this really interesting guy named Hammond Stallings who worked for Dell, and I have all this weird stuff I do with technology, but that's another story. But we ended up meeting for coffee because, people here in Austin are also friendly. And I was telling him about stuff I do in music, and he goes, you need to meet my friend Jen, right? So we all got together, three of us, for having a meal one night, and Jen and I said, we should get together and play something. So we decided, well, how about a woodwind quintet? That's a pretty standard, formation for woodwind players, which we are. And so it took 2 months to get everyone's schedules aligned, the stars lined up, and we thought we would just get together just to have fun. And to our great surprise, we had this great group, which was stunning. We were stunned. How did this happen? So we decided that we would play together and form a group with Woodwind Quintet. So our first challenge, of course, is coming up for a name. What should we call ourselves? And the name Animé kind of stuck. I said, I don't know, Animé, aren't those weird, dark Japanese cartoons where they take out all their hostility and everything? But Sita said, oh no, Animé is French. It means animated. Well, I like the way it sounded too, although I always have to copy and paste the little accented character, in the text somewhere. So that's how we came up with this name, and we're really delighted to be playing at Ruta. It's kind of a funky thing for us. We're not used to playing with microphones, although, as I said, once I have the microphone, it's kind of hard to get it out of my hand. We're used to playing acoustically. So we had a whole ton of almost a century's worth of literature that's written for a group of this size. And we said, we don't want to do a traditional concert, where everybody's separated. We want to just play some pieces and talk about why we like them and why they're interesting. So that's why we're here. So one of the things we did was say, okay, we've got all this printed music, what do we want to play that isn't written for Woodwind Quintet? And I think it was Jen said, how about the Beatles? Right, we heard Blackbird earlier tonight, I don't know if you were here. And then Sita said, I love Eleanor Rigby. So I quickly came up with this little arrangement of Eleanor Rigby for our group, and we played it, and then I had this rebellion on my hand because our bassoon and French horn players didn't like the parts that I wrote for them. So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I went back and made it more interesting and wrote them more cool parts. So Will's got a more cool part, and when we were reading it the other day, I kept looking at him, raising my eyebrow, going, see, isn't that fun? And so this is our rendition of Eleanor Rigby, which is much, much different. It starts out with a wonderful bassoon solo, and a phenomenal flute cadenza in the middle that Sita just is really wonderful. So enjoy that.